call law Yabashim Yashai Bahara Kwakadash, Yabashim Yashai Bashim Kwakadash Brakadam, the honors our apostles, our elders who are well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching the dirt truth sincerity. Um, Another blessed salutation to the noble multitude of we them amongst terrorists, women and children that follow the truth sincerity. So I want to do this quick little lesson real quick. They're going over just our understanding of marriage in the Bible. And I ain't talking about regular marriage. I'm talking about us as who believe this truth is this truth is like a marriage. I ain't gonna say it's like a marriage. It is a marriage, okay? Because when you go back to the word covenant, that's the Lord made a covenant with Israel, okay? And he that covenant was sealed by blood, to even solidify it. But that covenant goes back to a contract, or i.e., aka a marriage, okay? And when you think of it in that perspective, and the Lord thinks of it in that perspective, then it's only right to think of it in a sense of an actual marriage, as far as relationships. Okay, so we're gonna prove that through the scripture, Revelations 21:8. All right, it says, "But the fearful," because I want to start at 8, but the point is in like 9 and verse 10. But I start at 7 actually, because it's gonna say everything I need to say. It says, "He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And there came unto me one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, full of the 7 last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife." Okay, so here you go. It says the bride, the Lamb's wife, right? And now verse 10. Here you go. "And he carried me away in the spirit to a great high mountain, and showed me the great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from the Most High." So there's your connection right there, that that the Lord is dealing with us as a wife, okay? And the scriptures say what? Israel is a comely and delicate woman, okay? So then Slakia, and now some always been pulling out as of late in Jeremiah 3:8. It says he had cut us off and gave us a bill of divorce, okay? Why? Because we have broke the covenant. Just imagine a woman playing a harlot. Hey, the scriptures tell you that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it real quick, because it tells you about woman playing a harlot, and pretty much that she polluted the land. Something around in that type of regard. Salakia, I'm about to get it right now. Uh, so in Jeremiah chapter 3:1, it says, "They say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him, she become another man's. Shall he return to her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, saith the Lord." So the Lord's saying, look, I shouldn't want you, but he's still saying that he's, willing to take us back. You know what I'm saying? That shows his high level of mercy and grace, man. Because people often consider that to be subjective. Like, if you paid my bill or you know, healed my son, that's grace and mercy. But when you going off and you serving Caesar Borgia and being a devil, being a nigga, and within Israel, man, just breaking the commandments, that's grace and mercy right there. All right, and it should be highly valued because he could smoke every one of us for the commandments that we have broken and that are being broken. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, Israelites on a high level, but even on the high level, because there's like you can miss a Shabbat, all kind of things, man. You know what I'm saying? That is worthy of death, right? Or break the Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you do it purposely, but sometimes you do it by mistake. You know, and that could be worthy of death. Okay, so with that being said, man, is that our people have played the harlot spiritually by worshiping other gods and dealing with other deities, and the Lord's still dealing with us as a people. You know, and within in that, when you're saying that okay, the Lord's dealing with me, you know, I'm washed by the water of the Word, and I believe in Yahweh Shai. Now you're in this marriage. Now we're redeemed. We're bought back. Okay, we're joined back unto Him. So how do you act in that marriage? You know what I'm saying? Do you pray? That's your communication. You got to communicate in marriage, right? You got to communicate. You got to pray. You got to you got to actually love to be there, not just being there for a benefit. Imagine you're in a relationship and shorty only want to deal with you because you got money. You know what I'm saying? And she don't want to fuck with you because you know she want to deal with you. You gonna feel like that person just using you. So how much more the Lord? You only want to deal with him because of salvation or you know protection benefits. But when it gets bad, you ain't gonna hang around. You know what I'm saying? When it gets bad, you rebel. You know, and Isaiah chapter 1 tells you that how rebellious Jake get, man. Even Maccabees chapter 1 also says, you know, since we departed from Esau in a roundabout way, our lives have been difficult. You know, that's their understanding. So how much more in these times, man? You know, but when you're in a marriage, man, you in it for what, better or for worse? Okay? And the thing is, the crazy thing is that us as Israelites, we deserve the condition that we're in because we rebelled in the first place. But what do our people do? They run off into all other religions to soften the blow of Babylon. When you go into Baruch, it tells you that we'll put under these curses, and we shouldn't. And there's a key thing that I want to bring out, that we shouldn't buck up against the curses, man. Okay. See here. All right, so when you go into Baruch chapter 2, it says, therefore the Lord have made, Baruch 21, it says, therefore the Lord have made good his word, which he pronounced against us, and against our judges, and against against our judges that judge Israel, and against our kings, and against our princes, and against the men of Judah, Israel and Judah, to bring up, to bring upon us great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heaven, as it came to pass in Jerusalem according to the things that were written in the law of Moses. Okay, so um, these plagues and these punishments came via through Babylon, and the Lord specifically say in verse 21, it says, thus said the Lord, bow down your shoulders to serve the king of Babylon, so shall ye remain in the land that I gave unto your fathers. But if ye will not hear the voice of the Lord to serve the king of Babylon, I will cause to cease out of the cities of Judah and from without Jerusalem the voice of myrrh and the voice of joy, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, and the whole shall be desolate of inhabitants. Yeah, because what our people played the harlot, so the Lord allowed Nebuchadnezzar to not only rule over us, but the Lord said you can't rebel. If you rebel, I'm gonna make it worse. Okay, and then he allowed, and once you read up, the Lord allowed Nebuchadnezzar to bring hell upon us, man. All right, and again, that hell that he brought down on us was all deserving. Okay, it was all deserving. Like we all deserve because we rebelled, man. We played this. We committed spiritual fornication. You know, a person may ask, well, how that happened? We committed spiritual fornication when you were serving other gods, man. Okay, and what's going on this time? It's the same thing. Jake out here committing what? Spiritual fornication, man. You can't just come out here and do what you want. You can't just you know you can't just do what you want, man. You can't say, okay, I'm married to the Lord, and my husband will do this and do that, and you don't cook, you don't clean, you don't do no duties as a wife. How much more spiritually Israel, man? You know what I'm saying? He said, "Oh, the Lord do this, the Lord gonna do this for us. He gonna kill you niggas. He gonna do it." And you know what I'm saying? The Lord hear the supplications of the saints, man. He said he hear the prayers of the contrite. Not the proud, man. And you got to invest in this truth, man. you know. But it's nothing too much I want to, go over and get into, man. It's a whole lot to it. But I just wanted to point out, like, if the Lord considers us, to be women, the wives in the marriage, you know, then we are to act as such, you know. What I mean by that is, like, if He considers the wives, then I mean, you're supposed to be attentive. We're supposed to be nourishing. When we're teaching and preaching, that's our duties as within His marriage, within His covenant, within this agreement, man. It ain't all take, take, take. You know what I'm saying? I believe in the Lord, and He's gonna protect me. He makes me right. He makes me happy. He makes me. Well, what do you do within this covenant, man? What do you do within this agreement? What do you bring? What do you bring to the table, man? And you should take pride in what you could bring to the table. You should be excited. You should be on edge to do something of relevance to bring to the table to make this covenant easy. You know. So that's pretty much it, man. Just getting out the and nothing wrong with trusting in the Lord, you know. But within this covenant, there's a servitude. There's a servitude. There's a level of pride that you should take in being within this covenant, and it shouldn't be a selfish pride where you just sitting there looking all pomp. You should take a pride as far as I have a standard that I have to keep. Okay? So, with that being said, I'm say, call Lord Yabashim Yashai Barakokadash, Yabashim Yashai Bashim Kokadash Shalom.